Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, your romantic relationships still face challenges? You might feel like you've done everything possible: open communication, spending quality time, and trying to understand your partner's needs. Yet, the same issues seem to keep cropping up. What if I told you that there's an ancient philosophy, one that has been around for centuries, that could be the secret to unlocking deeper, more fulfilling connections? Imagine having a tool that not only helps you understand your partner better, but also improves how you respond to the ups and downs of love. This isn't a new self-help trend or a fleeting relationship fad. Instead, it's a timeless approach rooted in the wisdom of ancient Greece, Stoicism. You might be wondering, how can something so old possibly relate to my modern relationship struggles? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today. Stoicism isn't just about enduring hardships or maintaining a stiff upper lip. It's about finding inner peace and applying that calmness to every aspect of our lives, including our romantic relationships. In today's video, we're going to dive into how Stoicism can offer profound insights into improving our romantic relationships. We'll break down some of the core principles of Stoicism and see how these age-old teachings can help us navigate the complexities of love, from handling conflicts more gracefully to building a deeper emotional connection with our partners. Whether you're single and looking to understand yourself better before diving into a relationship, currently dating and wanting to strengthen your connection with your partner, or in a long-term partnership and seeking ways to enhance your bond, Stoicism has valuable lessons for you. You see, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. It emphasizes personal responsibility, emotional resilience, and rational thinking. These aren't just abstract concepts. They can be applied in practical ways to improve how we relate to others and handle the inevitable challenges that arise in relationships. As we explore these Stoic principles, we'll discuss how they can transform your approach to love. You'll learn how to manage your emotions better, communicate more effectively, and cultivate a deeper understanding of both yourself and your partner. By integrating these Stoic practices into your daily life, you may find that your relationships become more harmonious and fulfilling. So stick around as we uncover the secrets of Stoicism and how this ancient wisdom can make a real difference in your romantic life. Whether you're looking to resolve conflicts, enhance your emotional intimacy, or simply improve your relationship dynamics, the insights we'll share today could be the key to unlocking a new level of connection and satisfaction in your love life. Understanding Stoicism, a quick primer definition of Stoicism. Let's start by defining Stoicism. Stoicism is a philosophy that was founded in ancient Greece by Zeno of Citium around the 3rd century BCE. At its core, Stoicism is about understanding what we can control in our lives and accepting what we cannot. It's a philosophy focused on inner peace, resilience, and rational thinking. One of the central tenets of Stoicism is that we should focus our energy on things that are within our control. This means we should put our efforts into our own actions, thoughts, and attitudes, rather than trying to control external events or other people's behaviors. For example, you can control how you react to a situation, but you can't control how others act or how the world operates. Stoicism teaches that by concentrating on what we can control, we can achieve a state of tranquility. This inner peace comes from understanding that while we might not be able to influence every external factor, we can always choose how we respond to them. Stoics believe that our happiness doesn't depend on external circumstances, but on our own reactions and attitudes. Another key aspect of Stoicism is the emphasis on virtue. The Stoics believe that living a virtuous life marked by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance is essential for achieving a good life. Virtue, in their view, is the highest good and the foundation of a fulfilling life. By practicing these virtues, we align ourselves with nature and reason, leading to a more harmonious existence. Relevance to relationships. Now that we have a basic understanding of what Stoicism is, let's explore how this ancient philosophy translates into the modern world of love and romance. You might be asking yourself, how can principles that were developed thousands of years ago be relevant to my relationship today? The answer lies in the core principles of Stoicism and how they can help us navigate the complexities of modern relationships. First, let's look at the principle of focusing on what we can control. In relationships, this means taking responsibility for our own actions and reactions. For instance, if you're upset because your partner didn't call when they said they would, instead of dwelling on their behavior, you can focus on how you respond to this situation. This might involve managing your own emotions and communicating your feelings calmly and rationally. Stoicism also teaches us to accept what we cannot control. In relationships, this means acknowledging that we can't change our partner's personality or past experiences. Instead, we should accept our partner for who they are and work on how we interact with them. This acceptance can reduce frustration and help us appreciate our partner's unique qualities rather than focusing on their flaws. Another principle of Stoicism that's relevant to relationships is the idea of resilience. Stoics believe that challenges and difficulties are part of life, and that we should face them with courage and composure. In a relationship, this means approaching conflicts and disagreements with a mindset of resilience rather than letting them undermine our connection. By staying calm and rational during tough times, we can address issues more effectively and strengthen our relationship. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of virtue and living according to reason. In the context of relationships, this means striving to act with wisdom, fairness, and respect. Practicing these virtues can lead to healthier, more balanced relationships where both partners feel valued and understood. For example, wisdom in a relationship involves making thoughtful decisions and considering the long-term implications of our actions. Justice means treating our partner with fairness and addressing issues without bias. Courage involves facing relationship challenges with honesty and integrity. Temperance means maintaining balance and not letting emotions or desires dictate our actions. By incorporating these Stoic principles into our romantic relationships, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and our partners. We can handle conflicts with greater ease, communicate more effectively, and build stronger, more resilient connections. Stoicism offers a framework for navigating the ups and downs of love with grace and composure. In summary, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, accept what we cannot, and live virtuously. These principles can be incredibly beneficial in romantic relationships, helping us to respond to challenges more thoughtfully and foster a deeper connection with our partners. In the next section, we'll delve into specific Stoic practices and how you can apply them to your love life to experience these benefits firsthand. Principle 1. Control what you can, accept what you can't. One of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is the idea of controlling what you can and accepting what you can't. This principle is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, and it's incredibly relevant to our romantic relationships. But what does this really mean in the context of love and relationships? To break it down, Stoicism teaches us that there are things within our control and things beyond our control. What's within our control are our own actions, thoughts, and responses. Everything else, such as other people's behaviors, external circumstances, and even the outcome of our efforts, falls outside our control. In relationships, this principle suggests that we should focus on what we can influence, our own behavior and how we respond to our partner's actions. For example, you can't control how your partner reacts to stress or how they manage their own emotions. However, you can control how you respond to their actions and how you manage your own emotions and behaviors. This Stoic mindset encourages us to shift our focus from trying to change our partner to improving how we handle our own responses and attitudes. By doing so, we can cultivate a more harmonious and balanced relationship. The idea is not to ignore problems or avoid addressing issues, but to approach them from a place of calm and understanding rather than frustration and control. Application. Let's explore how this principle can be applied in real-life scenarios. Imagine you're feeling frustrated with your partner's behavior. Perhaps they're not as attentive as you'd like, or they're not meeting certain expectations you have. It's natural to feel upset and to want to address these issues. Instead of focusing on trying to change your partner's behavior or trying to control how they act, which is beyond your control, the Stoic approach would be to focus on your own response. Ask yourself, how can I handle this situation in a way that is calm and constructive? This shift in perspective can make a significant difference in how you both navigate conflicts. For example, if your partner consistently forgets to do something that's important to you, like remembering your special dates or keeping promises, it's easy to become frustrated and feel that they're not being considerate. Rather than trying to control their behavior or becoming upset, you can focus on how you communicate your feelings and how you manage your own expectations. Instead of demanding that they change or becoming resentful, you might approach the conversation with understanding and empathy. You could express your feelings in a way that is non-confrontational and focuses on how their actions affect you, rather than blaming or criticizing them. This approach allows you to maintain control over your own responses and fosters a more constructive dialogue. Additionally, consider practicing self-reflection and emotional management. If you're feeling upset, take a moment to examine why you're feeling that way and whether your expectations are realistic. By addressing your own emotions and responses, you can approach the situation with a clearer mind and a more balanced perspective. Another application of this principle is in handling disagreements. When conflicts arise, it's important to remember that you can control how you engage in the discussion. You can choose to listen actively, to remain calm, and to communicate respectfully, regardless of how your partner is behaving. By controlling your own actions and responses, you contribute to a more positive and respectful interaction. Moreover, practicing acceptance is crucial. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, certain issues may not change, or certain behaviors may persist. Stoicism teaches us to accept these realities without letting them dictate our emotional state. By accepting what we cannot change, we can avoid unnecessary suffering and focus on nurturing the aspects of the relationship that are within our control. In essence, controlling what you can and accepting what you can't helps you maintain a sense of balance and peace within yourself, which in turn positively affects your relationship. It encourages you to focus on personal growth and emotional resilience, rather than being caught up in trying to control or change your partner. This principle also applies to self-improvement. Focus on developing virtues like patience, understanding, and empathy. By enhancing your own character and approach, you naturally create a more positive environment in your relationship, which can inspire and influence your partner in a more meaningful way. By embracing this Stoic principle, you can transform how you approach challenges in your relationship. It empowers you to handle conflicts with grace, manage your expectations, and respond to your partner with greater understanding and compassion. Ultimately, this leads to a more harmonious and fulfilling relationship. Remember, applying Stoicism doesn't mean you have to become a philosopher or master every aspect of the philosophy overnight. It's about incorporating these principles into your daily life and interactions. By doing so, you're not only improving your own well-being, but also enhancing the quality of your romantic relationship. So, the next time you find yourself struggling with a relationship issue, take a step back and ask yourself, what can I control in this situation, and what do I need to accept? This simple shift in perspective can have a profound impact on how you navigate your relationship and foster a deeper, more meaningful connection with your partner. Principle 2. Embrace impermanence. Another key principle of Stoicism is the concept of impermanence. Stoicism teaches us that everything in life is transient. Nothing lasts forever, whether it's a joyful moment or a difficult period. This principle can offer valuable insights into how we approach our romantic relationships. Understanding impermanence means recognizing that both the highs and lows in a relationship are temporary. When we're experiencing a particularly joyous phase in our relationship, it's important to remember that this feeling won't last forever. Similarly, when we're going through a challenging time, we should remember that these difficulties are also temporary and will eventually pass. By embracing this idea, we can develop a healthier perspective on the natural ebb and flow of relationships. We learn not to cling too tightly to positive moments or be overwhelmed by negative ones. This Stoic insight helps us to maintain emotional stability, regardless of the circumstances we face. The Stoics believed that accepting the transient nature of life helps us to live more wisely and with greater peace of mind. We become less disturbed by the inevitable changes and challenges that come our way, allowing us to respond to them with more equanimity and grace. So how can we apply the principle of embracing impermanence to our relationships? Let's consider a few practical examples to illustrate this concept. Imagine you and your partner are going through a rough patch. Perhaps you've had a series of arguments or are struggling with communication issues. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and think that this difficult period will never end. However, if you embrace the idea of impermanence, you can remind yourself that these challenges are just temporary phases in your relationship. When facing these challenges, try to keep in mind that every relationship has its ups and downs. These difficult moments are part of the natural cycle of any partnership and are not a reflection of the relationship's overall value or potential. By accepting that this phase will pass, you can approach the situation with more patience and resilience. For example, if you're dealing with a disagreement, instead of seeing it as a sign of an impending crisis, recognize it as a temporary issue that you can work through together. This mindset helps you avoid overreacting and allows you to address the conflict in a more constructive manner. It also encourages you to focus on finding solutions rather than dwelling on the problem. On the flip side, during times of happiness and joy, remember that these moments are also transient. While it's wonderful to enjoy these times, it's important not to become too attached or dependent on them. This perspective helps you appreciate the good times without letting them define the entire relationship. It allows you to enjoy the present moment while remaining grounded and realistic. By embracing impermanence, you can also foster a more resilient relationship. When you understand that both good and bad times are part of the journey, you're better equipped to handle the inevitable changes and challenges that come your way. This approach helps you build a relationship that is flexible and adaptable, capable of weathering any storm that comes its way. In summary, the Stoic principle of embracing impermanence encourages us to maintain perspective and emotional stability. By accepting that everything in life, including our relationships, is temporary, we can approach both the highs and lows with greater wisdom and resilience. This mindset helps us navigate the complexities of love with a sense of balance and serenity.